Yo, what is the here, and welcome to my unboxing review of the Figuarts Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Ichigo Kurosaki Dual Zangetsu version. I know I'm late to the party on this. I just want to throw this out there for all the Bleach mega fans out there. I wouldn't consider myself a Bleach mega fan. At the point that I am in the 1000-Year Blood War, I definitely would consider myself a fan. I am really enjoying it. And of course, it will also hold a special place. It will always hold a special place in my heart for being one of the very first animes I ever watched. I know I was always saying it was the very first anime I ever watched, but then I remembered Yu-Gi-Oh!, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D. So technically, it wasn't the first anime I ever watched, but I mean, I watched those 4Kids dubs. So is that really the same thing? I don't really know. But it was the first anime that I ever, sat down and watched to completion, from beginning to end. So yeah, it holds a special place in my heart for that reason, but the 1000-Year Blood War has genuinely been amazing, and I know I'm late to the party on this figure because I wasn't actually planning on getting this originally because I didn't think that this was a very definitive look for Ichigo, and I will tell you guys this, man. If you thought that same thing, if that's the reason that you didn't get this figure and you haven't watched the 1000-Year Blood War yet, well, I will tell you this. This is actually a very definitive look for Ichigo. If you know, you know. This is a very definitive look for Ichigo. And again, I'm loving the 1000-Year Blood War, and I went and checked out some reviews on this figure, and I was actually very impressed with what I saw. And the main selling point for me were the Getsuga Tensho effects right here. Where are they? Where's the Getsuga Tensho effects? They literally don't show them at all on this. He comes with Getsuga Tensho effects. That was the main draw for me for getting this set, but also apparently you're able to switch these faces with the faces from the first Ichigo. So you have a whole bunch more facial options for both this figure and this figure, mainly this figure because I'm probably going to be putting this back in the box once I get this figure on the shelf. I don't need more than one Ichigo, and this is going to be way cooler. This is pretty cool as well, and I am looking forward to the new pre-time skip Ichigo that we're going to be getting in the near future as well. Definitely looking forward to that as well. But yeah, I am looking forward to this. This is my second premium Bandai release, my first being the KCM Naruto. So let's jump in to the figure and start off by taking a look at the packaging right here. So on the front of the cover, we have an awesome picture of the figure right there, Bandai Namco. We have Ichigo Kurosaki Dual Zangetsu version. We have Bleach, whatever that says, Bandai Tamashii Nations. There's no Studio Period logo, so I can't tell them to give me Black Clover figures. On the bottom, we have an awesome picture of the figure right there, Ichigo Kurosaki Dual Zangetsu. On the side, we have another awesome picture of Ichigo Kurosaki. On the back, we have a whole bunch of product shots of him in various poses right there, showing off some of the alternate faces right there, showing him with the two Zangetsus right there. Really cool. And on the side, we have Ichigo Kurosaki Dual Zangetsu SH Figuarts. We have an awesome picture of him. This face was another big draw for me. I really love this side eye smiling face. That looks really great. And at the top, you can see you got the nice Getsuga Tensho motif going on right there. Really cool. I think this is my favorite box of the line so far because it's big and chunky, and I like the black on the white. That looks really good. And real quick, before we get him out of the box, I do want to compare the box with one other box. I want to compare him with the KCM Naruto box, because these are my two premium Bandai releases that I have collected so far. So you can see, here they are, side by side right there, looking very cool. They do look pretty premium. I think this one looks a little bit more premium than the Naruto one. It looks like they're putting a little bit more work into the premium Bandais now, because this looks super duper nice, and probably a little bit nicer than the KCM Naruto's right there. So yeah, really cool. There's this side view, there's the back, this side as well. Really cool. So I think they're doing a really good job on the packaging recently. So I want to praise it where I can. So let's go ahead and open them up now. Alright, and here's Dual Zangetsu Ichigo out of the packaging, and right off the bat, I'm gonna do one thing, because I watched a whole bunch of reviews on this figure, and in not one review did they mention if they fixed the problem where his face fell off so damn easily. This thing is literally held on with fucking spit and hope. It is the most irritating damn thing. Sometimes I literally can just look at this thing or touch it and the face will just fly off. So, did they fix that on the Dual Zangetsu? Well, on this one, if you literally grab it and you move the head whatsoever and you don't hold on to that fringe, literally flies right off. All right, Dual Zangetsu, here we go. Okay, now let me see about pulling it off. Okay, that did feel a little tighter. Of course, that could mean that it just was like that at first. Feels a little better. Okay, so the face will still come off, of course, if you grab it like that and you move around, of course, but it seems like it's staying on a lot better. Now, we'll be monitoring this throughout this review, so better keep that in mind, boy. Also, I gotta say, man, look at his neck. His neck is huge, man. He's got that serious Corey Taylor neck going on right there. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the sculpting here on our boy Ichigo. And the head sculpt looks really good. Now, I don't know if I would say that this is better than this one. I think this one looks really, really, really good, but I don't know. I think it does look a little bit more premium, maybe. Like they were trying to make it look a lot nicer than this one, but honestly, this one still might look a little bit more closer to the actual Bleach art style for me. Now, they both look very good, don't get me wrong. And of course, you can switch this face onto this, which we will do later on in the video. And you can see the orange is also a little bit different in the hair. This one being a lot more brighter, and this one being a lot of a bit more of a duller orange right there. And honestly, again, I might prefer the brighter orange right there. I do think they're trying to make this one look better by, like, working on a little bit more, but I don't know if the fruits of the labor are actually paying off here, because I cannot decide which of these head sculpts I like better. But this does look very, very good, and you can see the eyes right there look very, very nicely done. The nice brown eyes right there. The mouth and nose look good. The mouth is very, the nose is actually very well defined. That is a problem on some SH Figuarts figures, is the nose just kind of too flat and just kind of gets lost in the sculpt of the face. This one, it's very, very nicely done. I really, really like that. The ears look good. The sideburns coming down from the hair right there look really, really good. And then moving down to the Soul Reaver outfit right here, you got the little straps going on right here. And you got the two little pads right here for the dual Zangetsu design right there, where you got this little thing right there, the nice like bumpy texture right there for that red piece right there, really, really cool. And the white, very, very nicely done with the color separation right there. And then you have the other one down here on his side right there, which is where we're going to put the smaller Zangetsu right there. And if you pull him over, you can see you also have the little straps going through the back as well, which looks really, really cool. Moving down, of course, the standard Soul Reaper outfit design right there, the nice baggy sleeves right there. I believe he has some extra articulation in the arm there, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. And then moving down here, we have this section right here, and this looks pretty good, and I think this might be a little bit better than how it is on the 1000-Year Blood War design right here, the Bankai one right here, because these feel, can you please stand up, please? These feel a little bit more, I mean, they still about the same probably, but I don't know, I like this a little bit better. This does feel a little bit more flexible in my opinion, but I do wish they could have put these on joints. That would have been a really, really, really nice touch. Maybe something back here as well. But I do like how this looks right there. And you can see you got the nice like black peeking through right there. The nice white and the black separating right there. Really, really cool. What is that? I don't know what that is. There's like a little like an air bubble or something in the paint right there. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's barely noticeable, but that is interesting, especially on a premium Bandai release. You wouldn't expect to see something like that. It's not a big deal, and if I really wanted to, I could probably get rid of it, but I'm not too fussed by it. You can only really see if you get, like, right up on it, man. Like, I only noticed it because we were literally, like, looking directly at this thing, so not a big deal in my opinion. But again, I like the designs right here on this little, on the black sections right here. Really, really, really cool. That looks really good. And then the legs are your typical Bleach legs right there. You know, you got the big old tree trunk look right there. There's still not a ball joint at that section of the foot right there like they did on Kenshin. But yeah, that's really unfortunate. They really should be doing that on these Bleach figures, especially for one as that's supposed to be a premium release like this one right here. That would have been a really, really nice touch, but no dice, unfortunately. That extra articulation, it really does go a long way. Like, it doesn't seem like it would do a whole lot, but it really does help you get a whole bunch of poses. If you're confused, I'm talking about this right here on Kenshin. He has a ball joint at that section right there, which allows for some extra movement right there in the leg, which is really, really helpful. Essentially, you move his leg like this, and then you can bring this forward right there, and then kind of like bring it up to the side right there, and that looks really, really cool. And that would like plant firmly on the ground right there. Can't do that with the Ichigo or any of the Bleach figures. Overall, the Bleach line, in my opinion, just isn't receiving the love that he deserves. I don't feel they're putting as much work into this. They're definitely not putting as much work into this as the Naruto and the One Piece line, mainly the Naruto line, but the One Piece line is very, very strong right now as well. And even stuff like the Kenshin line, the Kaiju number 8 line, these aren't up to snuff. The articulation's not up to stuff. Plastic quality feels really, really good. I will say plastic quality feels really great. If I bring in like Shinomori right here, he actually feels quite a good bit heavier than Shinomori, which is impressive because Shinomori feels awesome. The original Ichigo as well, yeah, he feels quite a bit heavier than the original one as well, which he is quite a bit more expensive than, so that is very, very nice that he does feel a lot heavier than this one. And I mean, there's not really much more going on with the outfit right here, so he is just made of some nicer, sturdier plastic, and he does feel very, very nice high quality, so that is a nice touch as well. Definitely get what you pay for with that premium Bandai price though. And with that being said, let's jump into the articulation right here. So starting off with the head sculpt, you of course have the ball joint at the base of the neck right there, allowing for some really good upward movement right there, some good downward movement, some nice tilt side to side right there. Really, really nice job right there on the head. You can get that side to side as well, which is super nice. Moving down to the arms right here, of course, you got that nice cutout right there for that joint, which is actually pretty nice. Is that even on? So it is kind of on. the other figures like Renji right here, but I don't know, I feel like this might be a little bit better, actually. I feel like this might be a little bit more, allow for a little bit more posability right there. Maybe I'm crazy, because they do look about the same, but I don't know, man, that does allow for some good posability right there. You can get some pretty good butterfly right there, quite a bit of across the chest right there, which is very, very nice. I like that. You have a swivel right here at the arm. You have a 90-degree bend right here, maybe a little bit over 90-degree, actually. Might be just a tiny bit over 90-degree, but not by much. And then you do have, I believe, a ball joint right here at the forearm right there, which is nice. I do like that. That is a very, very nice touch. I very much appreciate that. That is going to allow for some extra posability in the arm there. Then, of course, moving on to the hands, let's see what we got going on right here. Got some nice ball joints right there, and that did not feel hard at all to switch off, so I don't think there'll be any durability problems. Pretty darn nice, but I think that's just going to be a basic, like, I'll say 7.5 out of 10, since it doesn't feel like it's very difficult to switch off the hands. Well, that is a plus in my opinion, and I do really like that additional joint at the forearm right there. But that, of course, allows you to get some up, some down, and some side to side as well, which is super duper nice. So really good posability in the arms there. Actually a little bit better than I was expecting. That 90-degree bend actually feels like it can get a good amount of posability right there. It actually doesn't feel anywhere near as restricted as some of the other figures in the line. Now for the torso, you do have a ball joint right here, so you can get a pretty good amount of crunch right there. So this is not using the legs at all. That's how much crunch we get. Dual Zangetsu, here's how much we get without any leg movement on original Ichigo, so far better than original Ichigo. And here's how much we get on Renji. So it looks like you can get about the same amount of movement as the other Soul Reaper characters right there. So this Ichigo has the worst torso posability. I will say, though, this Ichigo does also have an extra joint at the bottom of the waist right there, which does allow for some extra movement right there, but it still doesn't quite reach the same level as these right there. So nice. It does have some extra posability in the torso right there. Now for the legs, I don't think there's anything new going on here. We just have full upward movement right there. We got some nice back. Let's see about the butt sculpt right here. How much does Ichigo got right there? Let's see here. It looks like you can kind of work around the butt sculpt to get some good movement right there, but you do have this, and that looks interesting. That looks different. Yeah, look at that. So that's the knee joint on this new Ichigo, and here's how it looks on Renji. Looks a little bit more refined on this Ichigo, which is nice. Now let's see here if that actually does anything. We have a 90-degree bend for Renji, and for Ichigo we have a little over 90 degree. A little over 90 degree. Look at that. A very, very minor amount over 90 degree, but a little bit. So, hey, I guess we'll take the little victories where they come, and that's how it looks from the front right there. So it is a little bit more refined than your basic SH Figuarts Bleach figures right there. I'm pretty liking this so far, man. And then, of course, the feet have some nice up, down, ankle pivot, and toe joint right there. Yeah, I'm liking this figure, actually. Man, I'm pretty surprised by how much I'm genuinely liking this. The plastic quality feels great. All the joints feel really nice and posable. Really, really like it. And I think his articulation is easily the best of the line so far. Obviously, not by a whole lot, but I do feel like these arms and these knees get a little bit more range than I was actually expecting them to get. So that's really nice. We might actually be able to put this guy in some awesome poses along with Naruto and Luffy, because it was really, really hard to get this guy in really, really good poses alongside, you know, Naruto and Luffy, because the legs were not the best to work with right there. The torso was a little bit hindered right there. This guy, I think, is going to be able to pull him off a lot easier. Now, getting into the comparisons, and for one last time, let's bring in the original Ichigo right here and have them looking together. And they do actually look pretty cool having both of them right here. You could definitely make a pretty cool display. Have this one as like your main one, have this one up there. But for me personally, as someone who doesn't have Bleach as one of their all-time favorites, is just like, you know, kind of a casual fan, I would say. I like Bleach a little bit more than like Demon Slayer and Kaiju number 8, but not quite as much as stuff like JJK and obviously Naruto. Not sure about Chainsaw Man, though. I might like Bleach a little more than Chainsaw Man. So for me, I'm probably going to put this guy back in storage, and I'm going to have this guy as my main Ichigo probably. Now, we, of course, also have another Ichigo on the way, a pre-time skip Ichigo from the Grimmjow fight, which I'm excited for. We're going to have 3 Ichigos, and I'm hoping that one will also be a good one I'm hoping that one will also be a good bit better than this one, probably, hopefully more along the lines of this one, but maybe even better. It'd be really nice if you could get some better posability in both the legs and the arms. So, very much looking forward to this, but yeah, these look good. Obviously, you can take your pick, but I will tell you already right off the bat, if I were given the option to get this one or this one, I would absolutely get this one. This one feels better. The fact that the faces don't fly off when I look at him is a million times better. Posability is nowhere near as bad as I was expecting it to be. Definitely like this figure better already. And on that note, here he is with his best bud, Renji, which, as you guys know, was one of my favorite figures in the line for a very, very long time, but I think this guy might be getting dethroned today, man. I think this might be my new favorite of the line. But yes, here he is with Renji. These look really, really awesome together. It would be cool if we got a new Renji. I won't say anything else to not spoil anything from Thousand Year Blood War, but it would be really cool if we got a new Renji from Thousand Year Blood War Core 2. If you know, you know. That would be really, really cool. But personally, I'll be honest, I would prefer other characters over another Renji. This line does not have enough characters for us to be double dipping on characters like Renji. Honestly, I would prefer different characters over more Ichigos as well, but I can't stop what they're already doing. Personally, I'd really love a Rukia, and I really love some of the Squad Zero characters, especially that one chick. I can't remember her name. It starts with an S, but that chick is crazy cool. And she has 6 arms, so she would be such a cool figure. And I will say, while I'm absolutely not fond of the Quincy's in any way, shape, or form, I'm very surprised that we didn't get at least some of them, at least a Yuhabaha. Now, I'm not saying I want a Yuhabaha, but it would have been cool if we got him. I don't know. I think it would have been cool. I think some people would have really appreciated it. And maybe they could have done something like Bambi or something. Again, I don't like any of the Quincy's, so I don't really want any of them. But to finish off the Bleach comparisons, here he is with Byakuya and Kenpachi right there, so you can see how he looks with some captains. Very, very, very cool. Oh, and here's also Toshiro. All right, and now to compare Ichigo with some other lines. Here, of course, he is with his fellow Big 3 members, Naruto Uzumaki, the GOAT, and Luffy. And just like with this one, they look really cool together. But again, I think I like this one better. And I think the scale is a little better as well. I think the head is a little bigger on this one, which makes the scale look a little bit closer. Like, look at him compared to Naruto right there. That actually looks quite a bit better. So, damn, I'm actually really, really, really enjoying this figure, guys. I'm very surprised by this. Because I wasn't excited for this, but I was expecting it to just be another Bleach figure. I wasn't expecting all these improvements. But I also wanted to take regular old Naruto out of here and bring in KCM Naruto as well, so you can see how him and Ichigo look together in kind of a more later, awesome, like really, really cool form right there. There, of course, is the Gear 5 Luffy as well, but I don't have it. I'm not a massive One Piece fan, so I don't have the Gear 5 Luffy. But if you had that, that would look amazing, having these 3 right there, especially if you did something where you had original Ichigo and original Naruto, original Ichigo, and original Luffy right here in front, and then you had these 3 on like some stands behind them. That would be fucking awesome, man. But of course, Naruto should be in the middle, because he's the best. But moving on, here he is with Kaiju number 8, who is coming for that booty, and here is Gojo. Here he is with the JoJo Super Action statue, Gappy, Jolene, Jono Giovanna, and Josuke. Here he is with Sukuna and Itachi, some villains. And finally, here he is with the amazing Yamaguchi satellite shooting star, Yusei Fudo. Alrighty, y'all, it's time for my favorite part of the review, the accessories. Starting off with our alternate face sculpts, of course, we have the default one in the packaging, looking great. Then we have this awesome, looking off to the side, smiling face right here. I love this face, looks absolutely amazing. I've really come around on looking to the side faces. We have this screaming one right here, looks really, really great for those Getsuga Tensho and Getsuga Jujushio poses. Very, very, very cool. We have this shocked one right here, which looks really, really cool as well. Again, if we got Yuhabaha or something, we could make use of this, but without Yuhabaha, I don't know what we're supposed to do with this. So again, I'm not asking for Yuhabaha because I don't like him, but just saying, if you're gonna include these faces, especially with every single character like they have done, you need at least one villain, man. Like, sure, they gotta be planning on giving us Aizen or something. They're planning on giving us Aizen or something, and that's why they're including all these, because if there's any villain you want to get from Bleach, it's Aizen. So we'll see. And then finally, we have a nice comedic one right here, which I really, really like. That one is super duper fun. Now, in order to switch off the faces, of course, just like the original Ichigo, you just pop off the face. That does not fly off, which is amazing. Pop out that. That's still pretty darn easy to do right there, but it looks like it goes in a little bit nicer than the original right there. So very nice. Pop that out. Pop in whichever one you want. We'll just give him the looking to the side smiling face right here. Pop that in right there, and pop that back on the face, and there we go. And that looks super, super duper good. But let's say you didn't like him looking off to the side like that, but you still wanted to have him smiling. Well, grab your original Ichigo, pull off this smug smirking face right here, pop off the fringe, pop off. One thing with the Bleach figures is they're always trying to like fall over forward. Take that right there, pop this old one in right there, goes in kind of snugly, and pop that on. And there we go. There we have Ichigo all smug. This looks great, actually. Really, really like how that looks. Now, the only thing is the sideburn pieces right there is going to be a little bit color mismatch, but honestly, you won't even notice it unless you get, like, right up on it. But that looks really good. And I will say, if you do prefer the original head sculpt, if you do prefer the shade of orange on the original head sculpt, you could pop it off and pop it on here. Now, I'm not going to do that personally, but you could do that if you wanted to. That is an option. But let's move on to alternate hands. So we have fists on in the packaging, which looks super duper nice. And we have a pair of splayed out hands or Orihime grabbing hands. Taikubo, you are a man of culture, my man. We have some kind of cupping hands right here. Not really sure what these are for. These are not for the Zangetsus because that would be what these hands are for. These are your hands for holding your Zangetsus right there. So very cool. And of course, in order to switch out the hands, all you need to do is pop off the hand right there. And again, comes off very nice and easily. I do like that. And I'm going to go ahead and pop on the Zangetsu hands right there. So just get that lined up and pop that right on. Super duper easy right there. Same thing on the other side. There we go. He is ready to wield his Zanpakuto. And so let's bring in his Zanpakuto, his brand new Zangetsu, looking really, really nice. Now, I'll be honest, this handle looks incredibly uncomfortable to actually hold, but this looks super duper cool. So there is his brand new Zangetsu, the true Zangetsu. And here is the true Zangetsu with the fraud Zangetsu right here. So you can see how they look together right there. Very, very cool. And he wields the true Zangetsu in this hand. So we're going to pop that right in there. And I think that's just a matter of slipping that in right there. So there he is holding the Zangetsu right there. Probably want to bring it a little bit closer up to that thing right there so it looks really good. And you can see, I believe he actually can pull off a nice resting it over the shoulder pose right there, which is pretty darn cool. Not perfect, of course, because he doesn't really have the articulation to make it look perfect, but it still gets the job done pretty well. And then have the other Zangetsu right here that represents his other side right there. Again, I won't spoil anything for people who haven't watched the series yet, but cool stuff. If you are ever wondering how Ichigo has all the powers that he has, watch 1000-Year Blood War. You'll get those answers finally. But here we have the smaller one. In order to give this one to him, I think we're going to need to pop something out right. I don't know how you're supposed to. Okay, so nothing pops out right here. So I don't know how you're supposed to have him holding this. Okay, maybe just slip that in right there. Get that in right there, and then just twist it in. Okay, it's not that bad, actually. There you go. And there you have, that looks even more uncomfortable. Goddamn. You're gonna have some serious calluses on that hand, my dude. But nevertheless, there he is wielding his two Zangetsus right there. That looks really cool. Like, really, really cool. But now it's time to get into the really cool stuff. This was the cool stuff. Now it's time to get into the really cool stuff. So let's say you love the Zangetsus, but you don't want to have him holding them. We'll pop those out, set them off to the side, and we get another set of Zangetsus that are bandaged up right here. You can see we have the main Zangetsu all bandaged up, and the smaller one right there looking very, very nicely done. Now we get these two pieces. We get a new little pad right here for the side right here that has a peg, and we have this little thing right here. So for this one, we need to come here and we need to pop that out of the ball joint right there and pop on this new one right there. There we have that, and then we come to the back here and we have this piece right here, and this is just gonna slide right here. And that goes in nice and snug right there. Make sure it's all the way on. There we go. There's kind of a nice click right there when you get it on right there. So now we have some tabs coming out of this section and on the back right here. And these tabs are to holster the Zangetsus. So bring in the main Zangetsu, take that little slot peg right there, and plug that in right there. And there is the main Zangetsu holstered on his back. Then we come to the front here, bring this down, use that ball joint to get that movement right there. Bring in the smaller one right here, find that peg, and just click that on. And there we go. Now Ichigo's hands are totally free. Now, it is worth noting, of course, if you have the smaller Zangetsu one, it is going to inhibit your articulation for the arm right there. You're not going to be able to have that all the way down, so you're going to want to do some other poses right there, but this is really cool. And of course, if you want to, you can get him in some great poses where he's about to grab them out. Use that butterfly right there to get it looking good. And of course, you can also use that ball joint right there to get a nice pose of him grabbing it right there. And same thing for this one right here as well. And there you go. really nice stuff. I'm actually very impressed with this figure. But believe it or not, we're still not done. Even with how awesome this has been, we've still got more. And this might even be the coolest thing in the whole figure. We finally have Getsuga Tensho effects right here. Let's go. Finally, some freaking Getsuga Tensho effects. So, we have the main one right here, which is the Getsuga Tensho and the Getsuga Jushio right here. Really, really awesomely done right there. Man, that looks absolutely awesome. We have this one that's just the one Getsuga Tensho right there, which is super cool. I love that you get this right here. Gonna be so fun to use. And then we get this little one right here, which has a variety of uses, and I'm really, really excited about this one right here. Then, of course, we also have the little stand right here that we're just gonna plug right there. It looks like we actually only get one of the discs right there. It would have been nice if they could have included two right there, because these are for different things right there. But let's start off with the basic Getsuga Tensho right here. So let's just pop this big one in right there, and we take the regular Getsuga Tensho right here, and we just plug that in right there. Really nice. It goes on nice and snug, and you can see you have a bulge right there, so you can get a nice angle to it as well, which is really nice for a Getsuga Tensho right there. So that is super cool. And here is Ichigo throwing a massive Getsuga Tensho at the Quincy's right there. Really, really awesome. I love that we finally have some Getsuga Tensho effects right there, but we're not done. It gets cooler. Let's talk about this little piece right here, because this was actually a big draw for me wanting to get this figure. So this has a variety of uses. It's a very small little piece right here, and what you can do with this is you can either plug it onto this piece right here. So you have this tiny one right here, then we'll pop off the regular Getsuga Tensho, pop this in right there. So we have that, and then we take this right here and snug that right there. And now we have the Getsuga Jujutsu right there, and we can have Ichigo hitting the Quincy's with a Getsuga Jujutsu right here. Look at that. So we have the Getsuga Tensho right here and the Getsuga Jujutsu right there. Insanely cool, man. Insanely cool. But we're still not done, because there's another thing that you can do with this piece right here, and this, I love this. So come to your Zangetsu right here, take this little piece right here, and you can actually slip this onto the blade of your Zangetsu right there. And this kind of has like this kind of has like the effect going where it's like starting the Getsuga Tensho right there. So you can do stuff like this, and damn, that is awesome, man. I think SH Figuarts have finally done it. I think they have truly delivered a great figure in the Bleach line. I'm very impressed with this, man. These effect pieces are really, really nice, man. And if this screaming face isn't intense enough for you, just grab your original 1000-year Blood War Ichigo, pop on this face right here, much more intense, and pop that on to your dual Zangetsu Ichigo. And now we have a far more ticked off Ichigo, done messing around, done playing with these Quincy's shit, man. Look at that. Absolutely freaking beautiful. I just realized this is the bandage Zangetsu. There's the regular one. It goes on. See, I can't believe that shit. God, that's pretty funny, though. I'm definitely leaving that in. All right, let's jump into the final thoughts. So, final thoughts on the SH Figuarts Dual Zangetsu Ichigo. I'm actually extremely impressed. I actually really, really like this figure. Like, I was looking forward to this, but I was kind of expecting just another release in the Bleach line. No, this is far and beyond undeniably the best figure in the line so far. It is honestly really, really, really nice, and the package as a whole is just fantastic. All the Getsuga Tensho effects especially are incredible, but even apart from that, the faces are great. The fact that you can use the original faces as well is amazing, and I love the addition of being able to actually sheathe the Zangetsus on Ichigo. Really just absolutely fantastic here. I don't even really have that many complaints, honestly. Only just a couple of the ones that kind of come in hand with the Bleach line, unfortunately. Limited articulation in the arms and the legs. Still pretty darn good on this figure. Much better than the other figures, but definitely not to the same level as the Naruto line or the One Piece line, or take your pick, man. Pretty much any other line. The Bleach line is truly not being treated as well as it should, but this is a step in the right direction. This is definitely a good upgrade over the previous figures. It is easily the best of the line so far, and hopefully they can continue to improve the figures with with the new pre-time skip Ichigo. I'm very impressed with this. I'm very happy with it. I really, really like this figure, and I believe that this figure deserves a very nice S tier. Just an S. I do still feel there's some things that can be improved on this, but it's really good, and the package as a whole is super duper enticing. As a premium Bandai release, all this stuff together, it really does create a really nice thing, and I like that they fixed a whole bunch of things that the original figure suffered from as well. The faces popping off so much was such a pain in the ass. I'm so happy they fixed that, and even gave him some additional articulation, some additional engineering right there. Really, really impressive. I'm honestly super happy with this figure. So there you have it, everybody. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the SH Figuarts Dual Zangetsu Ichigo. And like, subscribe for some more anime action figure reviews in the future. And with that being said, this is DK Guillotine, signing out.